Hello fellow humans and welcome to the new released tank. Crates are bad, do not ever buy crates. Duh. This vehicle does not exist currently. It only exists to dumb people. Now, the drop chance is 4%, which is less than normally, which is 5. You have 25 charms in this bundle, which results in around 25,500 gold to obtain the vehicle guaranteed, which is a bit much for a vehicle that is not looking good from the stats side. Obviously, I'll play it later. Don't buy this. Don't buy it at all. Never buy any crates of any kind. I don't think I should tell you that. I'm not going to buy crates either, obviously. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's have a look at the armor. And then hop over to Daddy Wargaming's account. Now what we have here, the GSOR 1008. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more and to join my Discord server. Now, you have a DPM that rivals that of the Charioteer. Obviously, other tier 8 tanksters have massively higher than that, especially the Arctiga at 2,500. You have essentially you have an auto-loading Charioteer right here. This is what this vehicle is competing with. You have the same hash pen, slightly, and you have the same alpha damage. You have a 2-shot auto-loader with 2.5 secondary clip. You have 2,400 DPM, which is relatively low for a tier 8 tankster. Now, you have worse dispersion than all the vehicles in this comparison, even also worse than the Chimera, which is interesting. You have good aim time though, which is important for a autoloader like this. You have absolutely horrible rotation, a traverse, a turret dispersion, which is not great, but you have 9 degrees of gun depression, which is 1 less than the regular Charioteer. You also have massively worse mobility than the Charioteer. I don't know if this got adjusted. I really hope it did, because releasing the tank like this would make it absolutely and utterly useless. Just saying. If this is the actual release build, we'll obviously check it out later. So you have bad mobility that is worse than that was. I mean, the Scorpion G is not the fastest, but if you compare it to a Charioteer, this thing is an absolute donkey. A absolute sitting duck, and that is not very good. Now, top speed at least is the same here. Now, in terms of the armor, what's armor? You can HE this thing like basically everywhere. So, there it is, right there in the garage. Now, what is special about this tank? It's, well, not really anything. Again, it's just a Charioteer. Equipping it, again, very simple. Loading ammo, you load the full hash. Why? Because you wasted your money on the crates. Now you're going to waste your money, like a good boy, on the hash rounds as well. And you're going to pay 3,600 gold per shot to make Daddy Wargaming happy. Obviously, to waste your money to get no return. And in terms of equipment, obviously, camouflage net is very useful. Calibrated, definitely necessary. And then in the rest of them, you get all the standard parts. You don't have any armor. So you take the improved hit points. Very standard there. Now, obviously, the main... Get those ranks out of my face. The main important thing, you got the hash rounds, 880 possible alpha damage with the clip. And that is very useful sometimes. Now, this tank is going to be very good if played by a good player. That's the caveat here. It can perform very well if the player that plays it is going to know how to actually use the vehicle. If you're a new player, if you're a below average player, if you're a above average player, slightly even, you're not going to get much out of this vehicle because it is not that fast. As you just saw right there, the 53 TP was pretty much able to keep up, besides his lack of like 5 kilometers top speed. So it is pretty damn easy to make mistakes in this tank to get yourself into a bad position. You can get HE through the turret pretty much. You can get HE in a lot of places, and most of the rest is going to pen like easily as well. Obviously, like a Leopard 1, you're going to have some bounces that you just can't explain. It's going to happen, obviously, but there is no noticeable armor that you can ever rely on. Especially no hull down gameplay, not going to happen. Straight through the turret, it's going to get penned. So, that's not good, obviously. What is good is obviously the hash rounds. Great penetration, 440 alpha damage. That is what saved this tank. Same with the Charioteer. But the thing is, you got the Charioteer, why would you want this thing? There is absolutely no valuable reason to take this tank and, like, spend 25,000 gold on it. That's how much it costs in crates to get it with the charms. for a vehicle that has an actual value of 6 to 7,000, right? That is absolute lunacy. Now, obviously, it's new. Oh, it has to be sold. No. Something that's new, just because something is new, does not make it more expensive. Imagine you buy a new phone for twice the money, but it has the same features as your 5-year-old phone. That's exactly the same thing here as well. And another important thing on maps like this one is you go to the good side of the map, because if you don't, you'll lose just like the enemy team in that case. Now let's have a look at the replay right here that I had on stream earlier. Because why not? Why play another game? Inefficient. So, I know I'm lazy. So, if I make a review and I put effort into it, that makes sure that it's not full of, oh my god, this tank is so OP, buy it now. Of course not. I'm going to be very critical with these vehicles. Obviously, because imagine this is the only thing, the only tank you'll ever buy. Now, you're going to be happy with it. Most likely not. So, you want to have something like a Jagdtiger 88. In terms of tank stores, you have a Scorpion G, you have an SU-130 PM, you have better options there that are either performing better or are massively cheaper, like the Jagdtiger 88. In that case, you have 1,000 DPM more than this one. So, there is a lot of stuff that are better to buy, even if this thing is regularly in the shop for a decent regular price, which it is absolutely not, because it's in crates, which is miserable, obviously. And I don't think I have to tell you again that buying crates is an absolutely horrible idea. It plays with your head. Humans are, well, humans. And humans are predictable in certain cases. And that is what crates is using. It's like, yeah, I might be the one that wins. I might be the one that gets lucky. That's not how math works. Math doesn't care about your feelings. It's math. It doesn't do anything besides annoy you in school. Even there, it doesn't care. So, crates are bad. Always. Wargaming obviously knows that. They're banned in Belgium. I wish other countries would do that as well. But the thing is, what Wargaming also knows, because they're a business, they want to make money, is they're going to sell the thing that makes them the most money, which is unfortunately going to be the crates, because there is enough people that do not understand or do not have the mental competence to understand that crates are there to rip them off. Duh. So, what we have here, we have a vehicle that is fine as it is, 6,000 to 7,000 gold again. That's what I would think. This is a reasonable price for the vehicle, right? At that point, sure, why not? If you're a good player, obviously this is one of those tanks that doesn't play itself. It's not an E75 TS, it's not a Object 2 FTU, but just boom, you get into it. 45% player is going to get something out of it. You want to make credits with it. That's not going to happen with this thing because you got Hesh rounds. You're not going to make credits if you pay 3,600 a shell. So that's another thing. And you are going to do that, right? You're going to load the Hesh. If I see one of you with the regular HE, we're going to have a problem here. No, but yeah. Don't buy crates, like, for real. And if it comes back, which it will in 2-3 months, for 12, it's going to be 12, okay. It's going to be 12,500 gold. Write this down. Write this down. I want to see it in whenever it comes back. 12,500 gold with a camouflage, with 10 legendary boosters, or like the purple boosters, whatever they're called, and 10 times 5 free XP certificates. That's what it's going to be. 12,500 gold for this thing. It's probably going to be worse than that, but anyway. Don't buy it then either. There are sometimes great offers in the shop. You know, and I will point them out, obviously. However, Wargaming is very good at selling you a lot of horse shit. Gotta give him credit for that. And unfortunately, this is another pile of horse shit right here. You have a vehicle that is fine as it is. Obviously, you have a very, very highly skilled requirement. You know, you don't have the great mobility. You don't really have any noticeable armor at all. And you have an autoloader, which complicates things again a bit. Because obviously you gotta still know how to deal with it. And you also lack premium rounds. Like, actual premium rounds. This is Hesh, which you again need to know how to use. So essentially you have a very, very complicated to play tank that in the right hands can absolutely demolish, yes. However, it's at a bad price, and it's a bad, well, tank to buy for the average player. That's why I'm obviously not going to recommend anything that's in crates. That should be obvious. However, this vehicle in general, only good players should get it. You can get a medium tank, like a Jetto, which is also hard to play. But at least you don't have to get it in crates. You can get a heavy tank, like a 2FTU, like a 112-2. You can get a medium tank, like a Chimera, which is absolutely amazing. You can get those sometimes in the shop. You really can't wait. There's a Lurvit offer going around right now. That's a solid deal. But overall, you're not getting any value out of crates. This is one of those vehicles. You brush it aside. You put it in the shop sometimes for 6,000 gold. Some people are going to buy it. That's what this vehicle is. It's not special. It does require... That's an ace. That's nice. But it does require a lot of skill. And I require a break. Thank you very much for watching. See you for the next one. Don't buy crates. Goodbye.